Hello, and welcome to another episode 5 to be exact, of Inspiration Interviews. Thank you all for tuning in, and today we have a very special treat. I've known this guy for a while, and I am so excited to know him even better in front of the camera and with y'all. There is so much to unpack here. He is a superstar in advertisements and films and just everywhere. You're starting to see this man's face. So I was like, I have to get him on the show. So without further ado, the Terrion Taco Mayfield.
What's happening, Doc? Appreciate you having me on the show.
Oh man, I appreciate you for coming.
Oh yeah, no problem. I love what you're doing here, man.
Nah, man, I love what you're doing. That's why you're here. And if I'm not mistaken, my interns did some digging on you. And so let me ask you these questions and stop me if I'm wrong. So you once described yourself as a rose that grew from concrete.
Ooh, you did your research.
So I think that's where we can start off right there. I feel like that's a bold and powerful statement. So what does that statement mean to you and where you are today?
So basically, that was the first poem I ever had to learn and recite. And that was, I think that was actually 6th grade at Advanced Middle School. My teacher, she gave us a poem. It was a Tupac poem. And so like, I didn't know much about Tupac, but I knew of Tupac. Like how kids now, they know of Michael Jackson, but they don't know Michael Jackson. Yeah. So he had a poem book, and that was like, that was a poem that I chose because when I read it, I'm like, man, the rose that grew from uncracked concrete, proving nature's laws wrong, we learn to walk with apple feet. So it's just basically Tupac growing in the struggle, Tupac like being in a position where he didn't have the resources to grow a rose. And he was that rose that grew from, poverty, struggle, hunger, violence and everything, but he still was able to blossom. And so me reciting that and remembering that and having to like act it out, as a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, it stuck with me because it's like, man, I'm going through I'm going through concrete right now, but throughout all that, like I'm still finding a way to grow, I'm still finding a way to balance and, be that rose, be that light. And like, when I say that sticks with me everywhere I go, that's crazy. Like you brought that up, but
man.
So since 6th grade, man, rose from crazy.
Man, that is crazy because from 6th grade to now, you have made a lot of achievements. One of them being that you have over 25,000 on all social media platforms combined. So with Instagram being about 25,000 and then TikTok and Uvu and Skype and all of that, you have a very powerful following. So what does this mean to do? How do you transfer this in your daily life?
I'm a humble person. I never say like I was one of the popular people in school or high school.
But that's how it was.
Is it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't like middle school. No, like I was, I was the underdog. I had just moved to South Memphis, so everybody wanted to, try a new person. So I had to fight a lot. But then, after middle school and high school, kind of like people started to become more chill and everything. But man, essentially, I just always said I'm gonna be myself. Cause like in high school, you're trying to fit that crowd and everything. Yeah. I was like, when I got to college, I'm just gonna be my complete self. I'm weird. I'm gonna be weird. I'm funny at times. They might be corny, but I'm gonna be funny at times, and they might be corny. And so, like people see the genuine, So you can see when somebody's trying too hard. You can see when somebody's, pushing for that attention. But my idea is that like if I walk into a room, like, and it's like everybody is tight, don't want to speak to each other, I'm gonna make myself uncomfortable to make everybody else more comfortable. And that'll push the conversation. Yeah. So I try to make sure that if I go into a room, I'm meeting at least 3 people. Because you never know what type of connection you will make just by having a conversation with somebody, getting to know somebody, and essentially where they can take you just with information they have.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is a statement right there.
Nah, for real.
So we're going through the school right now in that timeline. Okay. So let's fast forward to college. You got your degree in engineering.
Yes, sir.
Mechanical engineering?
Engineering technology.
Engineering.
Yeah.
What's that?
So it's mechanical, that's more moving parts. And so engineering technology, I'm more on the programming, software development, coding and stuff like that. So like somebody built that and that camera, and they thought about the mechanics, how this will work, that'll work. And I was the person to say, all right, I'm gonna code it this way, so when you push this button, it's gonna take this picture. You can push this button and increase the flash.
That seems very hard.
Oh yeah, man, it was definitely it was a nice little struggle. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like, but it's really like learn. Like we didn't have to take a foreign language. I know a lot of majors had to take a foreign language. We didn't have to take a foreign language because it's literally a new language. You coding in computer language, if that makes sense. So essentially, yes. So software development engineering.
So you got that degree, but let me tell you a story. So let me tell the audience a story. I'm watching my programs on show. I'm watching Family Feud. I'm watching Wheel of Fortune. I'm sitting there enjoying my little programs on the TV and eating my bowl of cereal and just having a handy dandy day. It goes to commercial, right? It goes to commercial, right? I see this light-skinned man in the background. I'm like, let me put on my glasses. Am I seeing this correctly? I think I know him. Not only recognize, I think I know him. And no, it was no other than this man right here. And I bring this story up because you're telling me that you have a degree in engineer technology. How does that relate to you landing roles? And if I'm not mistaken, you told me about your pursuit of acting, right? How does mechanical engineering or engineering, Jesus Christ.
It's fine.
That's not my field. But how does the engineering relate with your pursuit of acting?
When I got to school, I said working is my plan B. And I said like if I ever have to like fall back on something, it need to be something that I can fall back on and go anywhere. So I always wanted to act. I always wanted to, be in shows. Like you can ask my aunts, mom, all that. Like every time they left their phone around, they had probably 40 pictures of me in like 10 videos, you know what I'm saying? So, but essentially I said like I want to go to school and I was always working, like breaking stuff down and like putting it back together. I fixed my grandma's washing machine at like 13 or 14 years old and everything. And like I always was good with like my hands. So when I went to school, it was like, I need to do engineering. Like I'm good with my hands. I can, build stuff. I can, I didn't know.
It was gonna be that hard.
Yeah, I did that. I was like that, but I also didn't know that like I didn't like the mechanical side. I ended up liking the computer side. Because I like technology. But essentially, like I said, I wanted to pursue acting. I wanted to pursue like modeling, things of that nature. But I just wanted to make sure that if that did not work, I have something to fall back on. And engineering, like when I say any job that I apply for, it's like, oh, you have an engineering degree. Like, of course we want you. Why you applying here? But of course we want you. But at the same time, it was always my plan B though.
For sure. So you touched on modeling. Let's dive deeper into the modeling aspect. How does that look for you?
So that's actually what I pursued first. And I think 9th grade, I tried a modeling agency. My mom, she took me to like the interviews and stuff like that. And I actually got the position to, be a part of the company. But unfortunately, the roles from the cracking, they grew from the cracking concrete. We didn't have the resources. So they wanted like, I think it was like $600 a month, or it was something like weekly that was like, crazy. Back in time, my family couldn't afford that. And, I was working as a paper boy, so I couldn't, get $600 off of that once a week and everything. So, essentially that was like, so I put my name on the casting list for like commercials and movies. Man, probably like 8th grade, 9th grade, maybe not, probably 10th grade. And so after that, that's where I would say it started kicking off. But it never kicked off. It didn't kick off after that. It kicked off from that. So I'm gonna come back to that when we get deeper in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what.
Wow, man, that's interesting. So how did you stay encouraged? It takes a lot of courage because I was not that confident to go into modeling business when I was in 9th grade. How did you stay encouraged when it didn't look like, or you knew you were talented enough to be in that space, but you couldn't? You didn't have the funds, you didn't have the resources. How did you get through that?
Man, you gotta be your own promotion. You gotta be like your own I mean, I was young, so I was never like, oh, this is not gonna work. So, like I said, I was doing like photo shoots. I actually did like a play in middle school. That was one thing. And I was just like, because I was doing Instagram. Instagram came out, I think in like 2012, and I was like, I'm just start, posting pictures. So like, every time I post a picture, I'm like, man, this is me trying to model. So I'm encouraging myself. I don't think I ever just lost it because I did that, and then through college, I was doing the pageants with our Miss Black and Gold, and I also did Mr. Ebony Man with Delta Sigma Theta, and won that. But it's just like really just acting in stuff, or just putting myself in stuff, like things that I never done. Like, let me go do a pageant. Things I never done. Let me go do this play. Somebody said they needed somebody to model for their clothes. I just started doing that with my some of my brothers and just modeling their clothes. It was just I didn't know when to pick up, but I just knew like if I just keep doing this, like I'll get better. You got to perfect your craft before you get in front of a professional and say, hey, I want you to pay me to do this.
Yeah. Definitely. Do not lose the faith at all. It seems like you barely batted the eye in the face of rejection. So man, just keep doing what you are doing. That is what I take from that story. It'll pop off soon. When did you feel like, oh man, like I'm good at this and this is actually working?
I would say freshman year of college, my RA, remember his name was Felipe. He was just like, man, I want to test out my camera. Like, would you mind like modeling for me? And so we went to a skate park, and we also went to the Mississippi River, like the bridge you can run on. And man, like we like jumped the gate and just went to like to get some like real theatrical shots and things of that nature. So he took the pictures, he edited them, I got them back, and he was just like, man, these pictures are amazing. I'm like, man, yeah, these pictures are amazing. And so I ended up posting it on Instagram, and like it got like a lot of traction. That before Instagram was hiding, your profile from people and stuff like that. You somehow end up on the Explore page and you're not famous, but it just started getting like a lot of traction. And I was just like, man, like I need to keep doing it. So anytime somebody needed a photo shoot or anything, or model their clothes or something, I was just like, hey, I'll do it. Like I didn't wait for them to come to me. I was like, hey, like let me do it if you need it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Felipe. Right there, man.
Man.
Let's go to the darker side of things. What you seem very encouraged in the face of adversity. So where in a point in time in your life where you felt like, oh my God, I just can't do this, or this ain't working out, or did you ever have to experience those feelings?
I would say not yet, because like I said, like this just started taking off for me. It was never a point where I was just like pursuing it so much to the point where like I was draining myself, or if it didn't work, I had nothing else to go back to. Mm-hmm. So I always have the idea is that if you're gonna work a job, you need to be working to resource or fund whatever you want to do. Like working for somebody, yeah, you can keep progressing up the ladder, but the faster you do it for yourself, the faster you get to where you want to go. So as far as me working, I was putting my time into work for everything that I want to do, like trading, investing, or modeling and stuff. I would do it on the side and let that traction build. Like I don't want to like be building this and then stop building this and go build something from the foundation. I want to build this while I'm resourcing my foundation over here, if that makes sense.
Okay, so let's list them out. So we're talking about modeling. Mm-hmm. We're talking about acting. We're talking about mechanical engineering, technology, engine. So what else am I missing? Because you just said stock, so trading.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. What all do you do?
Man, like anytime I seen somebody post something about how they make money, I'm like, I gotta go learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like
that could be dangerous.
Yeah. No, so you pick and choose. So being from the hood and stuff, when something right, you know when something wrong. And so I'm looking at legitimacy. So I seen one of my brothers posting about how he was making money off his phone. Like, man, how you do that? He taught me. I got, it took me some time to get good at it, but I got into it. And again, like that was me working at a job. I had to fund my trading account to learn how to, I had to fund I had to fund for my subscription to keep learning how to learn, how to trade. But then also, I do vending machines, so I only got one right now. But I got that in the school. I saw somebody else posting that they were teaching a class on how to run a vending machine, or how to run a vending machine company. So I took the class and then got me a vending machine like the next month. And so I had got hired at Amazon as a manager. So I was doing that. Mainly, but it was only 4 days out the week, and I had the other 3 days to do what I need to do.
Yes, man, this man right here is a hustler. This man has a whole lot of hustles, a whole lot of projects going on, but what stood out to me is the fact that you said you never let any of them die. You give them the same amount of attention, to where if something's not working out, it's okay, because you got training, you got the vending machine, you still got somehow, some way, something's working.
Something gotta work.
Wow, that's great. Taco Jr. Taco Jr. is on the way, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's say he's watching back this video years on, when he's able to retain this information.
Mm-hmm.
What is the main skills as a new father that you want to instill in him?
Man, that's crazy, because it's just so new.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still kind of.
How much time do you have left?
Man, like 3 weeks.
What? What?
Like 3 weeks.
We're about to have the baby now.
Man, I
Thank
probably
you.
need to go back to the. I just want him to be himself. I want to be himself. Like anywhere you go, like even though he has my name, he don't have to be me. I want him to be himself. Like if he don't, choose the same school, same frat, same goals that I have. Like I'm gonna teach him that basically whatever you decide you want to do, let it be legit, let it be right, and make sure you're comfortable with it. Make sure that you if you're gonna do it, go all out. And don't let it be the only thing that you do. You gotta create a path for himself. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm definitely gonna do it, the most I can, the best I can. But I want him to be able to grow into this world, because it's like when we was born, we just got like cell phones with touch screens.
Well.
My bad.
Let's get this straight.
I forgot.
Let's talk about the age gap here.
My bad.
How old are you again?
I'm 25.
Jesus. See?
How old are you?
I'm 19.
19? Oh man, hold on.
I'm 22.
Okay,
I'm 3 years behind. But yeah, well, I joke with my wife all the time. I'm a 2000 right there.
Okay,
so
yeah.
It's technically right. But then also,
Yeah, you still had to.
Y'all a little.
Yeah.
You a little seasoned.
Yeah, a little season, guy.
30 sneaking up.
Yeah, it's coming up. But yeah, just man, when he grew up, man, like he see me as an idol and not like the influences that most kids see, like rappers. If he choose like sports and sports, even if he choose like a lawyer, whatever it is, but make sure that when he go to sleep at night, he's very comfortable and legit at whatever he's doing.
Man, I love that. And as a father of a 9-month-old, I will say that I am kind of doing the same thing. I want him to grow up, even though he more than likely won't remember anything that's going on in his life right now. I still want him to choose his own pathway. I want him to do his own thing. And you also mentioned he doesn't even have to choose the same frat. What frat are you in again?
You know what I'm saying? The oldest, the coldest, the boldest. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
Maybe I should have said it.
Because I was drawing out.
Interns, we're gonna edit that part out. Just skip to the part where you said alpha. Well, now I'm curious. You don't have to speak the same frat. So I mean, what other frat would you want him to be in?
So if he don't choose Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, he could choose, I would say, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. Because I was just saying that, just for the camera. I'm just. If he choose any other way, he gonna have to find a way to pay for it. He gonna have to really be a rose. He gonna have to be a rose.
They say you really gonna have to be the rose. Tom, your look back on this interview, Taco Jr. And it's a pleasure to meet you, by the way. But if you are interested in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the smoothest, the suavest, no, I'm just playing. But at the same time,
You see my face. You see my face.
Seems like he's giving you the opportunity right here. That's how I took that. Like again, I did mention earlier how I was eating my brother Frosted Flakes, and all of a sudden I see this man pop up on the TV. So that's happening more and more frequent. And now you landed a movie role. Are you just in one movie right now?
Yeah, one.
But a lot of commercials. Jesus, man. So let's talk me through that. So how is that going? Are you where you want to be, and how did you get those roles?
So I'm gonna start back to how I got it. So like I said, I was gonna come back to it, put my name on a casting list, 9th or 10th grade of high school. And so, I never heard anything back. And so right after I graduated in 2021, like literally I say like 2 weeks afterwards, I had got a call and I was like, hey, we found your profile and would like to know if you would like to be in a commercial. And I'm like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I'm thinking it's a joke. It's like, is this not Terrion Mayfield? We have your profile here on the I forgot the website name. And I said, yeah, this me. It's like, oh yeah, you do. You still look the same. In my head, I'm like, I hope so. I don't know. I don't even know what this is. Like, And so it was like, yeah, just send a headshot of yourself, and let's see, what we can do. And so
from 10th grade, from 9th or 10th grade,
from 9th to 10th grade, I got a call back after I graduated. 2021. Wow. And so, but this is not discouraging by to say like it's gonna take that long. It's just like I never pursued it. I never updated my profile. How they found me, I don't know. But essentially, man, it's God though. It's definitely God. Sure. But essentially, man, they called me, and so they said, hey, just be here at this time. Just make sure that your camera ready, presentable, because I was just only going to be a background at that point. And so when I got there, it was for sports clips. It was a barbering company. I think all the barbers are women, and yeah. So either way it go, I drove to Arkansas, and I was a background, so I'm just looking at everything, going like, oh man, it's cool. Like they got the makeup artists over there, they got the actual people, the actors over there. Like they separated us, don't talk to them and everything. But either way go, in the midst of us doing the commercial, they needed one of the background people to talk. So either way it go, like if you say any one word, or if they have your face on the camera for a long period of time, you get paid extra money. You also become from a background to a talent or a principal, making like you one of the main people. And so I just so happened to sit in the right seat where they positioned the camera, and they was like, hey, we need you to say, that's it.
Exactly. Are you training? Right here, people. Good stuff.
Exactly what he said.
That's it. Oh, you saw that? That's the one I saw?
That was the commercial I saw.
I haven't even seen that one yet. That's crazy. No, I have not seen that.
My right hand to Christ himself. It had to been a YouTube ad. Or
that's crazy.
I don't want to say the company because I don't know your contracts and all that. And I was just like, is this man saying, is that his only line?
That was my only line. My only line.
But it's safe to say you executed, man. You did great.
Man, I appreciate it.
Did you have to do that multiple times?
Man, I did.
You had to.
I came there with waves that was massaging my head with shampoo or conditioner, whatever it was, for like 45 minutes. When I say I got up, man, like they didn't even have like moisturizer for our hair. Man, it was crazy. They didn't have a brush for our hair, so like the rest of the camera, like I just had to I used the comb to try to get my hair back down and everything. But man, I said probably I'm gonna say 56 times. It was like
Hey, but that's what you wanted to do, so you was gonna do it,
man.
As many times as
I was like, I'm gonna do the best y'all ever heard. Y'all have to invite me back, And, we was there probably 10 hours, 10, 12 hours or whatnot. And then I drove back home that night, and they told me I can come pick up my check a week later. And so that was in Memphis. So when I went to go pick up the check, again, like I said, I walk in the room, having a conversation with as many of these people as possible, just to build a connection, just to see this a foreign territory that I've never been in. So I'm interested. Y'all gave me a scratch of the surface. I need y'all gave me an inch. I need the mile. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, I just started talking to people, being my genuine self. I wasn't trying to say, hey, if y'all got more, put me in. I'm actually getting to know what this person do, what's your role within this production company and things of that nature. So exactly. And so before I walked out, they was like, hey, like, you seem like a nice person. Like, would you like to read a script for a movie? I said, so you talking about me? It was before I left. It's like, hey, we just gonna you can get this script, just stand outside for like 5-10 minutes and just like read over it and try to act it out and things of that nature. And so 10 minutes passed, they call me back in, and I'm reading it like I'm just like, what do you think? Da da da. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm spitting through the line. I'm like, you don't have to do it like that. You can take your time with it, breathe through a line, and act it out, be theatrical. And me never been in that position before. Like I'm still reading through or reading fast, but I was listening to what they say do, how to put my hand here, project my voice here, say this in this tone, and it was like you're very coachable when you listen, like the first time, and so we can work with that. And after that, man, they just started like giving me an acting coach, and they told me like the shoot date, gave me a script, and said just practice over this, and then I'll work with you. So, man, it's been
wow.
Yeah.
As we said earlier, that is nobody but G.O.D.
Yes.
That is crazy. And so they did that to you on the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot, man. Wow.
Man.
And like that is such a great story and unique. And I love how you give God the glory in addition to you give him so much to work with, because you go out and network and you're not trying to fake anything or just be super businessy. You're being your 100 authentic self.
Right.
And that is what is getting you so far. And that is so inspiring. And one thing that I would say is a theme for your story is, for one, never lose the faith.
Man.
Never lose the faith. 2, be 100, not only in your personality and who you are, but in everything that you do. Because not only is he 100, or not only are you 100 in your own authentic self, but also you get 100 in your vending machines, your trading, your acting, modeling. So it never really feels like a loss when something doesn't go your way, does it?
Nah, it don't. Like I actually had like some misfortune to happen. I don't want to get too deep in it, but it didn't hurt me as much because like acting been doing what it's been doing. Vending machine been doing what it's been doing. Trading been doing what it's been doing. But it made me dial back to when you just like a time that you was low. So it may have not been low at, losing faith within, acting and modeling, because like it was still building up. But like other stuff, what got me through that was tithing. I've been heard of tithe, but I never tithe because I was like, man, I'm not finna give a church like all that money. Like the church is huge and everything. And so I don't know if you know Gina Hayes. She was our Miss Black and Gold. She also won Miss U on film.
Regina?
Yeah, Regina.
Yeah.
Man. Like we was having a conversation one day in the UC, and when we was just talking about tithing, and like she broke it down to me. She just basically saying that like, this was a time that like I was low. She was like, you gotta pay your tithes. Like you giving God back. You gotta give something back to God for him in order for him to give you more to give back to him. And so she was telling me that like it doesn't matter what the church does with the money. It's you putting your faith and your trust in God that whatever when you give it to him, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. So yeah, man, like when I learned that, man, like I was living with my aunt, I was broke, I was eating peanut butter jelly sandwich for like 3 months straight, like dead serious. But I was doing, work on this app called Quick Fix and everything. And so for some reason I always had enough to put gas in the car to go, do a job or two. And then also I always had like $5 or $10 to put in church. And the 1 week that I didn't have it, my grandma just randomly gave me $20, and I put 5 of that in church. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, man, tithing got me to where I am now, and essentially gonna keep taking me to wherever I want to go. For sure.
Oh man. Regina, Auntie,
I swear.
and Grandma, y'all be on the show next. So who else do we need to shout out and acknowledge, and also what else?
All right, so back to middle school. Before that, man, like middle school, like I was fighting a lot. Like, I was always suspended. I didn't have, you know, a positive male role model in my, you know, my life. And so when I got to, you know, Vance Middle School, it was this program called Streets Ministries. They would come to the school and they would like mentor kids, find somebody to mentor. And so I ended up getting a mentor. His name's Terrion. And when I say like that man like changed my life, like one, he offered the gospel to me as a gift, and not like, hey, like you need God and stuff like that. So you could choose to accept the gift or reject the gift. And so like, you know, like he just showed me how to be a man, how to control my anger, taught me martial arts, everything. And so man, that man like even I just left his house yesterday or the day before yesterday. So man, he like literally raised me. Like I call him my dad. Like now, you know, like every time we talk often, but like every time we talk, like, hey pops, hey this, because he taught me really like everything I know. And with that being said, I know you said to bring something that's symbol of.
Yes.
So this is actually, it's kind of like real janky now, but this is hat. He used to wear it like literally every day, middle school all the way to like, you know, high school is kind of messed up, but yeah, that's his hat. You know what I'm saying? No, it was already fucked. And so he had gave it to me, I think like 11th grade or something like that, and like I would just start wearing it. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever fit I had on, I still had the hat on. You know what I'm saying? So like
Even if it didn't go together.
I'm wearing school clothes with it, but I might even have like workout clothes on with it, but I had that on because it's like when I look at it, it's like
it means a lot.
Exactly, like a pillar of strength. Like, you know what I'm saying? This guy's crazy strong. Like he crazy strong. Like, but anyway, it goes like my pillar of strength. You know, like my symbol to like, you know, go hard and also like impact somebody else's life. So I always keep this in my trunk or in my or in like my windowsill, like whatever car I have, it goes with me everywhere I go.
I'm not crying. Y'all are crying.
Well,
We have talked about a lot. Your story is so inspiring, and the thing about what makes me so excited is that it's just beginning. Is this your first interview?
Actually, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So everybody else, so Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Kevin Hart, everybody.
I can't wait till they see this.
Yeah.
They late on the game.
I got him first. I'll be on y'all level one day, but hey. He was on Inspiration Interviews first. So, man, but I'd be remiss if I don't ask, because I know people are at home curious. Why do you call yourself Taco?
Ooh. Alright, this crazy. I never tell people. People don't even know this.
You don't tell people?
I tell like literally certain people. So when I tell y'all this crazy, because I literally be like, hey, I gotta know you for a while before I tell you. But I ain't gonna lie, you invited me to the show. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you did your research. You done brought up the roles. You didn't know about all the other stuff, man. I'm gonna go ahead and release it. So this is gonna be kind of funny though. So all right, this is the comedy part. So basically, I was like 8 or 9, all right?
Yes.
And my mama, she was making hard shell tacos. Okay, so you know, hard shell tacos, we had the cheap kind, you know what I'm saying? In the country. So, you know, you put those in the oven, let them get kind of crisp. You know what I'm saying? I can't cook, but that's what I saw them do. You put them in the oven and let them get crispy. And so, she finished making the tacos and everything. So I go in the kitchen, I make my taco. You know, you are what you eat. So the lettuce, cheese, the meat, sauce, because Michelin sauce. You know what I'm saying? Get the sauce and everything. And then I eat my taco. All right. I go back in the kitchen and make me another one. And so in the midst of making my taco, you know, lettuce, cheese, meat, sauce. I heard my mama arguing, you know, at the time. And so I'm like, you know, let me go see what's up. I finished making my taco though, because you know it's a taco. You know what I mean? I finished making a taco. So I go to the front door and you know I see her arguing with her boyfriend at the time. And so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you 8, 9, you gotta be protective, you know what I'm saying? So I run up to him and I hit him. However, I accidentally hit him. And that was a sad day. But I hit him with the hand I had the taco in. And so, being that the shells were like hard, you know, crisp a little bit, it pierced his skin just a little bit, though, not a lot. And he started bleeding a little bit. And so the people outside, they used to call me like the little taco dude. You know what I'm saying? So like,
wow.
Yeah, then you know Lil Wayne was popping in middle school, so they was like, you know, everybody was a little something. Then it was just Lil Taco, and then you know now it's Taco.
Oh, man. Ain't that a story?
Yeah, bro, that's great.
Protecting what I get that from protection of mama right there, man. That's a great story. You have a great story behind so much. Me and him could talk all day. I know this episode will probably run long because there is so much to unpack here. It's a 6-pack of tacos that we're unpacking right here. So much for being here.
Man, thank you for inviting me, man.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you for coming. So, thank you so much. And hey, where can they find you at?
Y'all can find me on Instagram and on all my social media. They're the same. The number 1 real_taco.
Cause he is real taco.
Yeah,
Real tacos for sure.
hey, no, but for real, man, like I do appreciate what you're doing here. Like you really exposing the talent in Memphis. I did my research too and just saw like, who you got. Like even though this, episode 5, but you starting off heavy. Like you starting off heavy, man. You doing what you're supposed to do, man.
You just saying that.
Nah, I'm dead serious. Like not for real. Like you got this for real. Like Jimmy Kimmel, all them, they got nothing on you. Like when you get up there, man. Like I want a second interview when you get up there.
Oh, of course. So let's have a little disclaimer right now. Everybody who was on the show previously will more than likely have a re-interview when we are at the numbers that we desire.
They coming soon.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you for that. Taco is doing his best for me to be a soft taco over here. They gonna call me little soft taco because he wants me to tear up. But thank you again, man. You are a great person, and again, I hope everybody was as impacted as I was today. And thank you all for joining today.